Yeah, overcast skies across Kingston and in many other parishes in the land of wood and water as we switch to schoolboy football. The finalists for the urban area knockout competition, the ISSA Walker Cup, have been decided following semi-final action at the Stadium East Field on Thursday. The day's first matchup, Excelsior High secured a 2-0 win over Wolmer's in a clash of former champions. Excelsior will now contest their third final in the last decade as they hunt their 8th overall title. Let's hear from both coaches. Jerome Waite of Wolmer's, followed by Excelsior's Keon Broderick.
Congratulations to the Excelsior family. Well tried, Wolmer's. Today it wasn't an easy game. As you see, the weather continue to allude a good quality of the football, but that is nothing we can change. And not having your footing will also becomes a factor.
Very proud of the boys. I mean, based on the condition, it's not what would have lent us to play the usual Excelsior type of football. Nonetheless, we made the adaptation, we made the adjustment, and we were able to control the game for large periods of the game. And as I said before, I'm pretty proud of the boys.
Yeah, proud of them indeed. Following Excelsior's win, all eyes turned to a mouth-watering clash between last year's Manning Cup champions Mona High and the Philip Williams-led St Andrew Technical in a game which came down to nerves of steel. Dean Smith was on commentary duties for the encounter.
Shot from distance, forcing a save from Raquelme Edwards. Shot from distance, forcing a save from Raquelme Edwards. J. Lloyd Smith had a pop. Trying to push forward. Marshall gets around one. Marshall would do good to get a shot quickly. Marshall got it across. Can they find the finish? Douglas. Directly to the keeper, Raquelme Edwards. Goes directly and goes directly. It was very close. Swazo. Chip forward. Dangerous moment here, and it's an own goal. Keena Levy trying to... Swazo. Chip forward. Dangerous moment here, and it's an own goal. Swazo. Chip forward. Dangerous moment here, and it's an own goal. Keena Levy. Time as well. Kishane Gordon. Swazo. Couldn't take it first time. Demaran Harris was onside. Gets a shot off. Good save from Jaheim Williams. Can he find a delivery?
Yeah, the match going into penalties this semi-final, and Mona coming away with a 4-3 win. Yeah, not ideal conditions for them to play in, by the way. Let's get the thoughts of the St Andrew technical coach, Philip Williams, and the technical director of Mona High, Craig Butler.
Another penalty shootout, another loss. It's a lottery, and we can't do anything about it. It's about nerves, and I think the guys did well today. I mean, looking at the underfoot condition there and the weather, there are several other places I would like to be, others from here. But I mean, the boys played well today.
I think that it's important to recognize that coachability and loyalty is very important in football, but also in life. And these boys have shown their loyalty and commitment. I've asked them to play out of position, to play a different formation and system than they're used to. And they delivered on it today. We made sure that we got the win. That's what was important.
Yeah, the Mona High technical director Craig Butler there, and before him the head coach of the St Andrew Technical High School team, Philip Williams. Leighton Levy, you know, I can't think of a team that has lost more important penalty shootouts than St Andrew Technical. This seems to happen to Philip Williams every single year, and you are there thinking to yourself, we want St Andrew Technical to win a title because they deserve it. and they didn't go all the way. They didn't go very far in the Manning Cup this season, as they have been accustomed to for close to 10 years now, and they dropped down to the Walker Cup, which is essentially a consolation trophy. Mind you, a very good consolation trophy, but it is what it is. And they still lose out at the semi-final stage. They just can't seem to go all the way and win a title.
Yeah, and the frustration extends to the old boys as well. I was recently...
You mean the past students?
Yes.
Girls went there too, you know.
Yeah, well, yeah. But they don't play Manning Cup football.
But they support.
Yeah, but, you know, I was actually, funny enough, I was in New Jersey a couple of weeks ago, as you know, and I was actually having a conversation with Maurice Cyrus.
Actually, I didn't know, but it's good to know. Thanks for telling me.
This man. Anyway, but they're also frustrated about the idea that St. Andrew Technicals can't seem to go over the hump, because since that victory back in '87, St. Andrew Technical won one more title, I think. Did they go to a final? I'm trying to remember.
They haven't won another Manning Cup title since 1987, that's for a fact.
And, you know, it's a frustration that drives a lot of the old boys as well. But it's one of those intangibles, you know, exactly what is it that's going to be required to get them to make that extra step? Is it a mindset change? Is it a coaching change? I don't think once they figure it out, I think, because we've seen St. Andrew Technical with teams over the years that are good enough to win the title, but they just haven't been able to pull the trigger. So that's the big mystery. Once they figure that out, though, I think once the program remains consistent, I do believe that eventually they'll get there. But the thing is to figure out why is it that you're not able to do that.
Yeah, I tell you something. So as you know, I'm a tennis man, right? So let me use a tennis analogy here. And for me, the players who are able to consistently win big tennis matches are the players who play the big points best. I think St. Andrew Technical have a big point issue, because when they get to the biggest moments, that's where I think they're not as clinical as they are capable of being. Philip Williams is a fantastic coach and has done an amazing job with the institution and with his teams. He's consistently put together teams capable of going all the way, but they keep falling short at that critical hurdle. I think a large part of that, and maybe the pile-up of not being able to do it year after year,
on you.
It does weigh on you, and it just makes life so much more difficult when you get into that situation over and over again. And if the coaching staff is nervous late, and the players are going to be nervous, and it's going to transfer through the entire unit. And once that happens, then it becomes so much more difficult to execute in the biggest moments.
Yeah, and of course it goes back again to the things that I've always been saying about the sports psychology, because maybe that's what the school needs. Maybe a sports psychologist can get into there.
For the entire unit, coach and players.
Yeah, man, coach and players, and help them to get over those mental obstacles, because as you rightly mentioned, Coach Williams has been there several times before. So maybe it permeates from him down through the players. And if the coach doesn't believe enough, there's no reason why the players are going to. I'm not saying that it's his fault. This is just a theory, what I'm postulating right here.
Well, sometimes it's not about fault, Leighton. It's just what it is, and you have to deal with what is.
Yeah, so maybe there's something that needs to change there, because you can't keep coming this close and not being able to kick the door in. Yeah. You know, there comes a point where the belief system completely goes out the door, and then it becomes even worse, where you're not even able to leave your zone or, you know, get through the playoffs, you know, after the zone rounds, but the group stages, sorry. So maybe there's something there that they need to put their finger on. Maybe some deep analysis needs to be done as to why is it that Stats clearly has the talent, but they lack the moxie. Yeah. And that's something that they probably need to work out.
And I think there are some situations where you have individuals who will get to finals, or teams that will get to finals, but they overachieve to get there. And so you can't grade those teams too harshly when they don't win, even if they get into that position a number of times. But on the other hand, you have a team like St. Andrew Technical who clearly, consistently have the quality to go on and win, and they don't.
I'm thinking about it as well. It could be how you prepare the team, because look, like everything else, you try to get your team to peak at the right time. Maybe,
I don't think it's a peak issue.
You don't think so?
Because to me, not peaking likely also means that you don't even get into the position to win consistently. There, even in the finals, it's not as if they're playing bad matches. It's just when it comes down to that moment, they can't seem to get it done in that moment. It's the moment that Jamaica College have been able to conquer year in, year out.
Yeah, but if
stats can't.
If you recognize, though, Ricardo, that even in the years, like teams like JC and, of course, Kingston College, but more specifically JC, you will see them not necessarily struggle, but they're not at their best in the group stages. They get a little better once they break the zones out. And then gradually getting towards the final stages, they start to play their best football. So that's maybe...
But Leighton, even in playing their best football, they still end up in a penalty shootout. They find a way to win it.
Yeah, but
they still end up having to find a way to win in the 95th minute.
True, but...
Those are the moments that JC and other teams have been able to conquer that St. Andrew Technical have not been able to conquer. It's not a peaking issue.
I know,
it's a big moment issue.
The mud that both teams are playing in, I mean, they came on to a lottery, which is what it basically a penalty shootout is. Yes. But when you look at the JC match, for example, they're playing with 10 men and winning 2-0. You know, it's a mentality thing as well as a peaking thing, I believe. And I don't know, man. I mean, we're all guessing here, but the reality is that St. Andrew clearly have a problem that they need to figure out.
Maybe you need to get down there and help them figure it out.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. Let's take a break. We'll be back with more. We'll still be talking schoolboy football. The Champions Cup final is on Saturday. Leje Williams, the guru, he's going to be here to tell us who's going to win. We'll be back.